Hey guys, TJ Banski here, coming at you from the Pacific Northwest, and I'm here to talk about public speaking and some tips that I can offer you guys. So my first experience with public speaking began back in high school. I did a lot of speeches as well as like presentations and things like that for class. And so one of the big ones that I did was actually at a diversity summit, and where basically I talked about my experience of being a Filipino American and I guess middle class citizen. So basically it was a really interesting experience. I was so nervous. It was one of those moments where like my hands went clammy, I was breathing really shallowly, I couldn't relax my shoulders, I just felt like a wreck. And I did okay. I was sweating profusely after I was done, and I got an applause, which was awesome. I had a prepared speech, so basically I felt like I was just looking down at this piece of paper the entire time, and it didn't feel genuine. I've had other experiences, I suppose, because when I was younger, I did public speaking to my imaginary friends and my stuffed animals. I lined them all up and spoke to them from a picnic table in our backyard. My dad has a picture of me just candidly talking to my imaginary friends, and it was really fun. As I grew up, I found out that there was a public speaking club called Toastmasters. There's other ones out there, but this is the one that I found was really cool. I learned how to officially write speeches, how long different speeches were, basically to gain that confidence in front of a live audience or even in front of a camera. It was really neat. So here are some tips that I have for you guys if you are wanting to do public speaking or anything to do with like in front of the camera, things like that. As well, number one would be to create that persona. So start with creating a persona for yourself. So what type of person do you want to be in front of the camera? A confident, well-rounded person, a fun, outgoing kind of gal, or someone who you can relate to really easily, who is giving out information really easily, off the cuff kind of thing. So create that persona. Find your tone that you want to use, find some expressions you'd like to use, present yourself the way that you want to, all that great stuff. Another great way is to write out a couple different speeches. So for me, when I write out a speech, it's normally, introductory, main points, conclusion. Boom, done. When it comes to doing like YouTube channels and YouTube blogs and vlogs, things like that, I normally have like an outline laid out. So like I'll have my opener, then my body, so like 3 main points or 4 main points, and then the closing. So basically it's kind of winging all the details, right? So get that written out. Many speeches start from like 5 to 7 minutes long, but there are speeches as long as 20 to 30 minutes long. My favorite motivational speakers come along as Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Rob Dial. Check those guys out. Those are wonderful, great motivational speakers that can really get you in the mood to do things like this. Another thing is to practice. So once you've written out that speech, practice makes, not perfect, but practice makes mastery. So once you practice it over and over and over, it feels a little bit more genuine. Sometimes you can add hand gestures to make things work fluidly for you, so that 1, you don't feel as nervous, and 2, it just kind of keeps you on point with what you want to talk about. For me, I talk with my hands, so it's kind of weird when I don't, and it helps me portray the thoughts that I want to, and kind of keeps everything moving. So, and tips for in front of an audience. Relax. Take a deep breath and let it out. a lot of times the biggest audience I think that I've spoken in front of was at the park at the diversity summit that I was at, and I think there was probably over 50 people there. Okay, so not all that big, but still 50 people when I was in high school, that's a lot of people. And honestly, again, I was really nervous. So if I had these tips before, I think I would have probably relaxed a little bit more. But key thing, relax. The next thing is to move with purpose. You want to be able to move with your hands or walk from one end of the stage to the other, but basically move with purpose. If you're talking about exercising, go ahead and make those movements. Whatever came with your practice it, well, do it in front of the audience. Lastly is to make eye contact. So when you're doing a speech, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll stare at a person's forehead or their hair. Sometimes I'll make eye contact if it's someone that I really know and admire, or if I really want to connect that point, is to make great eye contact with those individuals. And a lot of times what it will do is just, one, make that message heard, and two, sometimes it will make connections with those people that really got your message. I guess that makes sense, right? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hey, don't forget to subscribe. What are some tips that you have for public speakers? What do you do before and after a speech, or before you have to do a presentation? Do you breathe it out? Do you shake it off? Do you yell at the top of your lungs? Whatever it is you do, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I got a Patreon page. Check out the links down below. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in this week, and I hope you guys have a great day. Keep kicking and smiling. TJ Banski out.